Saturday's game. What was it like to watch the offense run and operate, and what were your thoughts watching it?
Yeah, I loved everything about it. It was obviously a new experience for me coming from a team that I was at 4 years. So you get a new feel for everybody on game day and just kind of new routine and how everything goes. But I love being out there with the guys, cheering the guys on, and hopefully I look forward to get out there this weekend, hopefully.
What do you think of the operation of the run game? I know Tampa Bay was kind of committed to stopping it.
Yeah, so I mean, it's a new offense for us all right now. We're still installing a new scheme, and I think as you get more game repetition, because it speeds up from practice to the game. Just continue to hone in on your technique, hone in on your rules, and just look at the film, figure out what we got to do to correct it, and go back to work the next way.
Was it encouraging to see the way the play action worked off of it?
Oh yeah, very very encouraging to see how the play action worked, and just really the displacement of the defenders, really making them guard all aspects of the field. So that was a good thing to see.
How is it going to help, you think, keep all of you fresh, obviously, with you and Raheem and Sony and Miles? How much is it helpful in that regard?
Yeah, it's very helpful keeping the bodies fresh. And Coach McDaniel obviously will have a plan going into the season. And, whatever the role is that he has for each individual, it's all about just going out there and really just doing your role as best as you can to your ability. Figuring out what it is that you got to do for the team and figuring out what it is that, you got to do for yourself to continue to be the player that you want to be.
I know you signed early in free agency. Before Drew finalized the deal, did you have a conversation with Coach McDaniel about what your role would be?
I did not, no. I wanted to play for McDaniel because the outside zone scheme intrigued me. I felt like it's something that I can really do to my skill set. I felt like it fits my abilities, and it's something that, once I get the grasp of it, I'll be able to be an expert at it.
And is starting important to you? I think all of us probably expect you to be a starter here. Is that important to you?
Nah, man, look, I'm a team guy. Whatever my role is, I'll be the best of my role. So that's how I look at it. That's how I look at this game.
What is it specifically about this scheme that fits your skill set, do you think?
Yeah, so I just like how in the outside zone, you're stretching the defense laterally. And really, when you're displacing the defense and you're making them have to cover a lot more field, it opens up certain lanes and certain holes that I'm able to take advantage of. Like I remember seeing a play that we had. It was early on in training camp. We were running the outside zone to the left, and it was an unblocked man in the hole. But because you have everybody stretching laterally, it could be an unblocked man in the hole, and I still compress that hole, make him miss and get back to a back gap, a gap one space behind it, and still be able to make a positive run out of it. Sometimes with inside zone, you're working more vertical, so the space is a little more tight. I just feel like here, when we stretch people laterally, it's really what I do best, and that's pressing holes and bursting through the hole.
Does that give you more latitude to pick your spots?
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, I'm not the biggest back, obviously, but when I have a lot of space and I have a lot of holes to play from, I do a really good job. I feel like we're just playing cat and mouse with certain defenders and knowing angles, knowing lanes, and being an expert at that.
You will have ended up playing with three probably of the top 10 to 20 wide receivers of the past 15 years, obviously, with Fitzgerald, Hopkins, now Tyreek. Jalen might be in that group soon. How does that help running backs?
Oh, that's going to help us tremendously. With J-Dub and Cheetah on the outside, I don't think it's going to be too many teams that are going to dare to play us 8 men in the box. We'll have to see, obviously, once the games start. But just that in itself right there, with lighter boxes comes easier ways to run the football. So having those guys, those deep threats, really keeping safeties honest, can't have a safety down at 8 yards because we can beat you with literally a goal ball with those guys. Tremendous help for us in the run game.
Chase, you got a chance to talk to the show before?
Yeah, I already did. He was my mentor. So after I'm done with y'all, I'm actually going to go over there to holler at him for a little longer. Yes, sir.
What about his game do you try to model yours after? I guess
I mean, it's very hard to do that. Shady's like the modern era Barry Sanders. I think closest one to Barry ever. But certain things that I like to really model after him is just how he plays with defenders in the hole, how he does like a quick 1-2 nifty miss and be able to make people miss in space. Obviously, I try not to keep the ball security, not over there, how he handle the ball, but just find the ways of how I play with defenders, how I can better myself as a scat back toward more so receiving back. Oh, I mean, it's a business, man. They're going to be the first one to tell you that. And I feel like when you play in this business as a running back, your shelf life is very short. So keeping the body healthy, keeping the body fresh is, of the utmost importance for this position, honestly. So I'm okay with it. Obviously, whatever's asked of me, I'm going to do it to my full capabilities, and you go from there.
When did you
You still want the ball, but yeah, you want to, you got to pick and choose where you want it at, I feel like. And just, again, it's all about staying fresh and staying healthy so you can get in as much years in this league as you can as possible, maximize your time.
When did you and Sanders?
How excited are you to get on the field for your first home game on Saturday?
I'm excited. You know, we don't know the plan yet, obviously with playing time and everything like that, but I'm excited to get out there and hard rock. I'm excited really to just see how the scheme is going to feel in a game speed, you know, really get game reps at it with the O-line.
Chase, we saw the defense the last couple of years has been really good at closing out games. That we saw some of that out there today. Did you kind of learn that firsthand today?
Yeah, I learned it. I'll give the defense the credit, but I will say when you practice 2 minutes in practice as opposed to games, there's certain balls or certain tight windows that the quarterback might not throw in the game rep, but you know you want to get that feel, you want to see what you can get away with. So I'm not gonna give them all the credit this week. They did a great job though of closing out for sure.
When did you and Barry Sanders meet?
Oh, I never met Barry Sanders. I was saying that Sheddy was the closest thing to Barry Sanders.
Oh, okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Chase, does there ever get to a point in training camp where it's hard to judge one unit against itself since you've been practicing against each other for so long?
So that's kind of why I like the joint practice with Tampa, because you really got a feel. You got a different feel now there's different personnel on the other side of the ball. Obviously, different schematics. You're going against people that you don't really know. You're tired of going against the same defense every so often. So I kind of like that feel now because now we go back to going against our defense again, kind of really trying to perfect our scheme, and we get different looks versus them as we will when we play Philly next week or as we will when we play Vegas this week. So I'm kind of forward to joint practices now as long as guys do a good job of taking care of each other and practicing like pros. It's a good way to just kind of get a feel for where you're talented at, where your weaknesses are, where your strengths are as a team as a whole.
I think we last talked to you a couple of weeks ago, and you talked about getting the feel for the system, a new scheme to you.
Yeah.
Just want to get a progress update. How do you feel you are now compared to where you were last time?
Oh yeah, I still got a lot of work to do, but I feel a lot more comfortable. I'm getting the flow of it, I'm getting the tracks of it down more, and again, like I said, just to really be able to feel it and really feel how fast it's going to happen in the game. That's something that I got to be able to see to kind of pick at what I need to work on more for a game rep. But in terms of just flow, track, I'm definitely getting the feel of it.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.